Hey everybody, it's BDevine, of course, and welcome to this beautiful portal day. The numbers 3, 6, and 9 resonate today, and this is a time of deep manifesting. And it's wonderful because as we move through this whole year, there are going to be so many things that will show us just how much the universe loves and adores us, and how much things are going to start to shift and change. So much information coming forward, so much changes in the energies itself. People are starting to awaken to the truth of number sequences and all the different symptoms and things that you can experience as well with energy shifting symptoms. And I'm going to read some of those for us today, because I posted it on Facebook and everybody went nuts. So I will be talking about that, and I'll get it when I'm ready to get it, I guess, as well. Also, we're going to be just doing a little bit of a clearing type of visualization, sort of meditation today as well, because what can happen to you is if you can't manifest things in your life, or you really find it hard, or you doubt the process, so you have in your mind, oh, I've tried that before and it didn't work. Oh, I asked for something and it didn't come in. Oh, that's not going to happen to me, blah, 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 blah. You have to get rid of that, or you are not going to be able to manifest anything, because the old patterning will still be with you and you're trying to do things differently. You're trying to move through, even through your life differently, yet there's still some old patterns that you may hold on to. Okay. So in this energy, it's very magical today. All right. I'm wondering if you're sort of feeling this kind of vibration happening. Some people may be having bloating, stomach aches, and headaches. And I'll go through some of the symptoms of energy shifting. But first, I just want to bring us into this place of making a declaration for our growth, to make a stand. I started this recording at exactly 1 p.m. on the 11th of the 1st. Okay, so it's like all these number ones now, okay, through the whole energy vibration. We will also take a look at the crystal mandala card for us today. What is it that we need to know for our spiritual journey? And of course, I will share with you a little bit of information as well about Nikola Tesla, because he was one of the most amazing masterminds when it came to free energy and other information that comes in that he was getting from other planets as well. Okay. And he was downloading and receiving a lot of information. And I'm in Colorado Springs, my husband and I, of course, and he actually lived here as well. So there's a lot of powerful energy here in Colorado Springs. It's called the Springs because there's spring water running all the way through the city. And actually in Manitou Springs, which is kind of like the next town over, they actually have like soda water, like natural soda water. It comes out all bubbly, etc. As well. So there's a lot of history here in Colorado too. And we hope that we're able to stay in Colorado. We're going wherever we feel drawn, or where we're led to go. My friend in Michigan's like, Michigan, Michigan, Michigan. So we will just trust in this whole process. But firstly, as I said to you, I've been making these videos because I am on a huge mission. The mission is to allow you guys to see a more empowered energy. You need to be able to understand what you're going through, but not stay in it. Okay. Understand what you're healing, but not stay in it. You have to adapt your energy into a brand new reality, a brand new future, a healed reality, a new life for yourself. You can't take the old life with you and think nobody's going to notice, because this is what happens when you're manifesting things. You're manifesting it with conditions, and those are conditions from the past. It was extremely hard for me to, for example, to say, okay, I'm going to start teaching you guys everything, because I want to have teachers that are in every place I can imagine. But I can't say, okay, I'm going to put all of this work, effort, time, resources, knowledge, information into it and just give it away, because I give away enough, you know. So when everything changes to no money, absolutely fine. You know, we will do that. But right now we have to live. This is what we do. And it's an energy exchange. So basically you're getting the information for nothing. But for my time, that's what people are paying for. And it is going to be something that when all of us come together in this kind of a viewpoint of change, a viewpoint of abundance, a viewpoint of it's getting easy, it is easy, we've got this, a viewpoint of strength instead of weakness, a viewpoint of I can do it kind of attitude. Once you have that energy, nothing takes it away from you unless you let it, right? Nothing takes it away from you. So there's this real urgency, I guess you could say, to focus on all the positives that are happening, right? And not anything that's been negative. We are living in this kind of energy right now of circulation. It's an energy of things circulating, people getting this idea and that idea, and it goes around and around, and someone has an opinion about this or that. And as it comes back around, there's something else and something else and something else, until we're so confused because we're looking at all of this stuff here. Not to say that we shouldn't, in a sense, to so we can see, okay, this is where we're at. This is what people are complaining about. This is how our life is playing out right now. It's not to say that, you know, you've got to be ignorant and just forget about the world around us right now and just focusing on, you know, some kind of reality that we're trying to create. You know, we've got to be honest with ourselves and say, okay, we're living in this thing right now, but this is the way out of it. To stay in it, to moan, complain, and there's plenty of people that are doing that, okay? There's plenty of people that spend their whole day, you know, trying to tell everybody in the world how crappy their life is. You know, I just see it everywhere. You know, there are people that are not spiritual that are my friends, and it's like, oh my God, nothing's changed, you know? And it's like, I can't, as much as I want to say, gosh, maybe if you just tried changing your attitude, or maybe if you just tried waking up with a smile on your face, or maybe if you just looked at all the positive things that you have right now, you know, that you didn't have before, I can't do that because I'm just pushing myself upon them. If they ask me, it's a different story. It's the same with everything. You know, people ask me to make videos. That's why I'm here. People ask me questions, I address them in the videos. This is just how it is. All right. Besides the fact that it's just so powerful what's been happening, because I asked and I opened up and I said to the universe, you know what? There needs to be some kind of change here, because the way that everything is going, people are in fear. I know that it's not going to stay that way. I know that we're going to be lifting out of this. I know that this is changing, but I said to the universe, bring and activate through me the portals of change. Activate through me dormant aspects of myself, my abilities, my life, my energy, my focus. Get rid of anything karmically that's holding me back from my full power. You know, get rid of anything that's trying to hold me down, trying to set me back, trying to upset me, trying to get me worked up emotionally, because negative aspects will work on your emotions. That's what they will do. They will, and this is true for anyone who's a psycho, anyone who is a narcissist, anyone who is an abuser of any kind. They will work on your emotions. If you don't have them intact, you will fall for it every single time. Right? There's a difference between someone taking advantage of you because they can, and whether you allow something to happen because you're not listening to your instincts. Okay, so those are two different things. But there had to be a change it's almost like I had to have the confidence to, even though I felt like I was very, very confident, for years now, right? There had to be confidence for me to step out of practicing and teaching. It was a big thing for me, huge, because I want to be able to be the one that helps you. But I know that if I show people the way forward with different things, then this will spur an energy sequence where people will start remembering what they already know. Because that's basically what your life is about, remembering stuff. Remembering what you know, putting it into action, focusing on the things that you want to see, focusing on perfect and clear health, manifesting, getting out of this paradigm. Because I told you, even way back in the beginning of 2020, there'll be information that comes forward, right? It will have no choice. And you know why? And it's really happening now. The reason why it's coming forward is because the dark energy has failed completely, like miserably. Okay. And this was in control for thousands and thousands and thousands of years. This same energy has been in control. Different leaders have been under its control, but it's been there. This is the first time it's gone since it started invading in the first place. So if you think about this for a minute, that would make sense now that the supply chain is broken. Supply of information, the supply of money, the supply of hidden and secret things from us, where everyone was working together to keep a secret. It is coming out in the open, and it is coming out in the open full force the next couple of weeks. Oh my God. When we move into this full moon, whew, the information that's already come out yesterday even, right, was huge. I can't repeat it on here, but I am telling you, it's got no choice now but to start unraveling and unraveling. So we find out exactly who was behind everything, exactly why they've done this, exactly how it was set up, exactly how this was all created to be a massive genocide, okay, to get rid of us. And the people can't handle it. People can't handle it because the reason why their conscience is finally getting to them is because those dark masters aren't around. So they are going, oh my God, no one's going to cover for us. If we don't tell people what's really going on, we're in as much trouble as everybody else. We could be hanged, we could go to jail for the rest of our lives, right? And it's a lot of people and it's a lot of pieces of the puzzle. Now, I don't like doing predictions or anything like that. You guys have heard me say it, but I know this for a fact, okay? Not to mention the planetary changes. Now, people can go down the rabbit hole of being negative. Oh, they're going to do this to us and that and this and that and that and this and that and that. They can go down that rabbit hole. That may very well be their reality, you see? But now we have a reality of awareness and awakening and acknowledgement. And we have to acknowledge the power of who we are as sovereign beings of light. This is just, it's so important, right? That nothing else really matters other than this being your fact, this being a fact to you. Now, someone like Nikola Tesla, he knew, the power of the universe, that the universe has all the answers if you're open and listening. That if you're connecting in with this, that you will receive, okay? And he was able to do it, and what happened to him? Poor guy, wanted to help us all have free energy, found out how to do it, and had it all stripped away from him, and then was found dead, in a hotel room, I think it was. We'll have a look at the Nikola Tesla story as well. First thing we want to do, though, before I get into some cards and some other information, we're just going to do a quick little declaration And you can just follow along with me if you like, because what we want to do is bring ourselves into the portal of manifestation for everybody. Doesn't matter what you're trying to manifest, as long as it doesn't involve someone else's free will. So you can't say, I want to manifest and use someone's name, because that's just not going to work. It's going to backfire. So you might want to say, I am open to receiving the perfect person for me. That's a little bit better, meaning that the universe is sort of like then got a bit of a broader range, right? Careful what you wish for, in other words, as well. You don't want to, you think you might want someone in your life. It may not be what you think it is, okay? So you have to ask for the perfect partner for you, the one that's walked the earth with you before, the one that is going to be balanced with you in every way, the one that brings out the best in you, the one that that even if you never met them, that, just connecting with them is enough. I don't know that there's many people that say that. That's what I felt about my husband. I know he's smiling right now. Like, I was like, well, even if I never get to meet him, talking to him is enough for me, and it truly was. And that was the first time in my life something like that had felt like that, right? Before, it was like anything that happened in my past or anybody that I had a connection with or whatever, it was more that I wasn't listening to I didn't listen to my instincts, my intuition, or I was angry about something. So I was just completely rebelling, and making bad choices. But lessons that were in there, invaluable, of course. Children that come of it had to come of it. So what we want to do is, when we're doing this little declaration here, we're opening up the portals of manifestation in whatever way that they are supposed to come through for you. But we also have to get rid of the past, just any of it. We have to get rid of the limitations of the past, the letdowns of the past, the situations that have occurred before, because they have no bearing in our future. Absolutely none, other than things that we might be learning from or whatever. But in specifics, talking about manifestation, manifesting the correct thing for you. I want you to have it in your mind what you would like to manifest right now. And as you are listening, just allowing that to come through. And then we're going to forget about it. Because we've said it, we're going to forget the whole thing. Okay? So what I have, as I've told you guys before, I don't know if you're going to be able to see it, but I'm using a piece of Numite. I don't have many pieces left, so I can't offer them right now, but these are 3 billion year olds. Okay. I also have a piece right now in my other hand of serpentine, green serpentine. I also, of course, like to hold on to my Viking stone. This is iolite. So I'm telling you what crystals to get for yourself. You want to also always have some auralite. Okay, I've got plenty at the store. I have my Lemurian crystals. Okay, these ones are going to be go-to because they're high vibrational and they draw in knowledge. All right, emeralds as well. I have some beautiful pieces of emeralds. Some of you have got emeralds from your crystal pack mystery box. I love giving you those because emeralds have so many properties as well and relatively inexpensive. The other stone, one final stone is the phrenite. Okay, this is the healer's stone and also the prophecy stone. So I'm going to make this particular piece into a nice big chunky necklace perhaps. I also have one of these as a nice big bracelet. Now they help you to tune in. Tune into the messages of the universe from the divine, and also they really open up your psychic powers. Okay. All right, so let's move into this lovely little declaration that we're going to make. Okay. So close your eyes for a moment. Take a deep breath. Okay, so just listen to my voice and hold the intention in your heart. Okay. As a sovereign being of light, I hereby call upon my spiritual light team I hereby call upon my higher self and all parts of who I am as a soul. I now ask to merge with me in this physical energy now. I ask for a special grounding connection into the center of the earth and into the center of the universe. Creating a pillar of pure light connected to me through all of these spaces. I ask for the angels of abundance and the lords of karma to stand by very close and releasing that which is holding me back from my past, any vows or promises I made in this life or other lives, any lower level thinking about myself, about what I deserve, any ties or connections to lower vibrations that I haven't released yet. I ask for these all to dissolve now and just bring forth only the positive energy from anything in my past and releasing anything negative that I no longer need. If there is any blockages to abundance, if there is any spells, hexes, or curse placed upon me with regards to my finances from this life or any other lifetime, I ask for this to be dissolved now and for love to be sent back in that direction. But it can never come back, can never return ever again. I ask now that a special guardian be placed around my psychic door, which is behind my neck. I ask for a new guardian to be placed there and put in charge of my psychic door so that no intrusions can happen. And this door can only open with my permission. I seal this with the Om intention of pure white light and give thanks to the old guardian for taking care of this. If I have ever had abundance in the past and gave a promise or a vow to never have it again, I hereby release myself of this vow now, understanding that that was then and this is now. I ask for my spiritual light team to step into my future and create a lot of healing energy, love and support, and abundant light that continually flows through myself and all of my family, along with any family to come. I give permission for a new and open path to exist for me now. And I walk through this doorway of light and healing, manifestation, and truth. I let go of any doubts, worries, and concerns, and allow myself to be truly free of my past as I move forward into a healed future. And I ask for this to be done through all layers of my entire being, through all directions of time and space, with unconditional love and light for myself and for all. And so be it, so be it, so be it. It is done, it is done, it is done. And when you're ready, you can just open your eyes. Just feels so bright in here now. Okay? Sometimes we have no idea of the things that we set up for ourselves in the past and in past lives. That we have no idea what we might have promised that we would never have again. Sometimes people who have been wealthy in a past life vow never to have money because so many people might have been killed for it, or attacked, or robbed, or hurt, or maimed, or children dead, or whatever it is. Could be 1,000 reasons why you've decided not to have abundance in your life. But now that we've gotten rid of those ties, it's going to be interesting to see where you feel something in your body. Some people, you just may feel like a pressure of energy. Some of you, when it was happening, you just may feel tingles of energy taking place as things are dissolving, shifting, moving, changing. For some of you, you may have felt overwhelming love and support for yourself even. You may have felt a connection with your spiritual light team. You may have felt a connection with the angels of abundance. You may have seen a golden pathway lighting up in front of you where they were working on this. You may feel pressure in your ears, behind your back, anything behind you. In other words, your back, your head, the back of your head, the back of your neck, the back of your legs, sciatic pain, and all of this comes from past stuff. This life or past lives or both. Anything you have in the front of you, it's definitely from this life. Okay? So you need to remember that as well. And those of you who are going to be doing the Light Leadership Academy, boy, you are going to learn some tricks, I'm telling you. You are going to learn so many things that you're going to be thirsting for so much more. Because once it's sort of like once the door opens, it's like, oh my God, there's more. Wow. You think you know something until you start trying to teach it, and then you're learning again as well. I always used to say to teach is to learn. And that's exactly what will happen for you guys once you start seeing these amazing experiences, and then everybody will have a place to go to get the correct treatment, because right now it needs to change. We have to have a very big understanding of people and the things that they've been through, and also galactic energy, spiritual energy, the whole thing, in order to create a program or a plan for somebody else, show them the way and open the doors for them as well. Amazing. So now you've set yourself free from past ties, free from past limitations, free from doubts, worries, concerns. It may even be really hard for you to focus on it because you've gotten rid of it. Okay. So the other thing that I wanted to show you was really quickly, I think I might have it here. In my photos. Wait a second. All right, so the first thing I wanted to just read to you is about this 11-1 portal. Today is a powerful day as we step into the 111 portal. This is a reminder that you are a master of manifestation. Every one of your thoughts, actions, non-actions, and choices affects the unfolding your path. This portal opens you up to the divine nature of your being and directly connects you to the soul contracts you made before this life. As you tap into this energy, you will be carried into alignment with the highest desires of your soul. During the 111 portal, you are in alignment with life and the inner workings of the universe. Nothing happens by chance, and everything is unfolding for your highest potential. As we, Huskies, as we also take time to ground into the divine wisdom and gifts within the earth, We assess our soul contracts. We must bring them down and manifest them into the physical. This is where you will rediscover your magic and the magic within the universe. Don't rush ahead. Take the time to integrate the wisdom and teachings of your soul. We are all receiving upgrades, downloads, and information during the portal. Okay. You may notice your ears doing things. Okay. When, mine feels like it's going to, like if you could crack your ear, that's what I feel like I need to do. Today is a good day to sit in quiet and listen to the whispers of your divine being. Trust yourself. You have more power than you know. Everything is exactly as it should be. And some of the symptoms, energy shift symptoms. Okay, so you may feel some of these. I'll put this on my Facebook, but sleep patterns change suddenly. Okay. Headaches, your crown chakra starts to open and too much energy or too much energy is flowing in there. Sometimes we have this shut down and that can give you a headache as well. Having it too open can give you a headache too, right? So ask for this to balance as well. Fluttering heartbeats, you might feel a pain sensation in your heart, or you may feel like it's hard to breathe. Okay. Sometimes with the pain sensation, it's just like someone is constantly just pressing at you like that. But, not really, 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 really. I mean, come on. You have to use your common sense. If you need to go to the hospital, go. But it's like a pressure feeling. It's really weird. I get that sometimes too. Hot flashes, hot sweats, blowing light bulbs or electronics. And everybody that was with me on Sunday, you guys saw my lights just went on me that I have in my window. Weight gain. You may notice an increase in weight around your chest, upper thighs, and stomach as well, as the energy is pouring in. Flu-like symptoms, okay, or the ascension flu. Nausea or diarrhea, so like purging. This is always purging. If you got to go, or if you just feel unwell, it's purging. And also it may also be showing you where there's too many chemicals in your diet, okay? Once you get away from chemicals in your diet and you start having organic food, you can't go back to anything else. So, you just start eating really clean and you can tell straight away. Aches in the body, depression or anxiety, feeling emotionally vulnerable. You may start crying for no reason or have a panic attack or rage and anger without anything really triggering you. These are fluctuations, in your moods, okay? I would say that being angry for no reason is something to pay attention to, rather than it being just some kind of energy shift symptom. I don't think that would be one. Tiredness or exhaustion, obviously. Memory loss or feeling really spacey. Okay, so it may be hard to exactly focus on something in particular. You just maybe want to be left alone. Okay, that's when I can normally tell I've got to come into my office and do some writing or get my crystals out or do a sage thing or something, because something's not quite right if I'm feeling spacey as well. Babies and animals are attracted or react to you. Like you go to the store and they're all like the babies are just like, this, because they can see your angels as well. Up until they're about 4 or 5, when it starts fading out a little more. Babies are just like, the masters walk with them. They haven't left them. They won't leave them on their own, which is beautiful. Seeing angel numbers and synchronicities as well. 111, thinking about something and then it's on the TV, thinking about someone and then they're writing to you, and also very strange vivid dreams as well. Really interesting dreams. Like my husband, he never dreams, but then when he does, he's telling me about it, There's a lot of what can happen is that when you're onto something, okay, so I had to be really, really careful because I knew that I was onto something by being able to speak with you, to stay in a bubble of protection, but being able to speak with you a little more freely, that the energies that be the ones that are left don't like that it's the wrong narrative. They don't want you to be strong. They don't want you to look at anything differently. They want you to believe everything that you're told so that you will be hypnotized. That's the evil of it. Okay. And it doesn't even mean about the V's. It doesn't mean even about that, but they're not allowing you to think outside the box, like therapeutics or something like that helps people. No, they just want you to straight away have the V, and there's no other talk about anything else. That's not it's suppression, if I've ever heard of it. Okay, for the people, it's a slave mentality. You must listen, you must do as you're told, and follow everybody else. That's what you've got to do. If not, you're going to be in big trouble. And they're using that fear, to push the whole thing. So when I'm opening up more to you all and wanting to do that, because I don't give a crap, I really don't. I will make my way through, okay? I will be able to do anything. I know that. I know I'm supported. I know that I'm loved. I know that my divine team have got my back. So even if the worst came to worst and YouTube shut me down, say, or Facebook was like, I'm not available, I'll find somewhere else to go. I don't care, but I've got to tell you, they're just thinking that by keeping me at the one level of amount of people, no one else is allowed to be a subscriber or whatever they're doing, right? That I will stop. But they don't know me very well if they think that's the case, right? So I will share with you how to be better spiritually, and then in every aspect of your life to grow in confidence, in strength, in light, in love, in direction, and share this with as many people as you can. Not because I want fame or whatever, but I want us to succeed in what we've come here to do. Okay. And there's people that are trying to keep you stupid or something, or trying to keep you lower than them. I don't know what it is. But ever since the beginning of starting making these videos, I've taught you things that other people don't want to share with you. Showed you how to connect with your angels, your guides. I've showed you healing methods. We've done readings. We've done all kinds of things, all kinds of messages over the years. And I realized that when it was happening, I'm like, how come nobody else is doing this? Why are we not giving all this information? If you know something, you need to share it. And I'm telling you that as well. If you're sitting on something and you need to share it and you're scared of getting shut down, or you're scared that people won't like it, say it anyway, okay? Because that's the dark side that negatively tries to niggle at you so you won't do things. They did it to me for years and years. Oh, you'll never get there. Oh, it'll never. Oh, because there's Doreen Virtue. Well, look at Doreen Virtue now. Talk about someone who's terrified. That's her. I never would have thought that would have happened with the way in which all of the writings were done in the past, right? There's so many people that have suddenly given into fear, and it's changed their whole life, their whole aspect, their whole direction. And they're trying to say that, no, that's not what I'm doing. And now I see the truth and I was wrong. What a load of BS. You weren't wrong. You were happy. You were delivering messages. You were helping people, and all of a sudden that's wrong. Now you're attacking people and angry at people, and that's okay. One of the biggest signs of a devil or a negative vibration is attack. If someone just starts picking on you for absolutely no reason, just because they feel like they can, they're the ones that have got a problem. They've got some kind of imbalance, they've got some kind of, you know, attack, or maybe they've got an attachment or something themselves. And they're throwing it at you, hoping that you will go within and go, oh my God, am I doing that? Is there something wrong with what I'm doing? You know, to start questioning yourself. But you're not the one going around attacking people, or at least I hope not, you know. But these so-called others are just so judgy right now, you know. It doesn't matter what I say, it doesn't matter what anybody says, they know better. You know what I mean? This should be shared. Information should be shared. I will still be making videos, you know, I will still be doing this sort of thing when I'm teaching as well. Although most of my energy is going to be going on students and teaching and all that. I don't even know how many people are going to even bother coming, you know, but I'm just trusting that it'll be fine, right? So there's a difference between how everybody does things. And you have to find what you know in your heart of hearts, what you know is truth for you, even if it means you're going to be crucified in some way. Because believe me, that's just going to happen. You know, as soon as someone is threatened by light, they need to shut it down. They don't like it. So they've got to have a little pick every now and then, whatever, you know. When you continue on this pathway of empowerment, you start to notice this is the only thing. When you're on this pathway of empowerment, you really start to notice the people that aren't. And that's a very, very hard thing, because as I said to you before, I just want everybody to free themselves. I want everybody to have this knowledge, this wisdom, this peace, this light, this, you know, excitement for life, rather than, oh God, let's see what the news says. Oh no, you know, there's more. That's just rubbish. Okay. There's a way out of everything. Right. So I wish people would be more open to the magnificence of who they are, rather than shutting it down. And that is, I guess, my big struggle in this life, in one way or another, is the fact that people have been brainwashed, basically. And perhaps part of their life path is, you know, to fight against that and get out of it. Whether it will happen or not, I'm not sure. Some people that have sacrificed themselves in this whole energy, people who've left the world this year, last year, etc. as well. Changes that have occurred, you know, things that have taken place, energy that has shifted, and focuses that have changed, you know, presumptions that have happened, and, you know, division that has occurred, unfortunately. But let me tell you, there's a lot more of us than you might realize, that are just trying to push forward, that are just being very positive, that are doing good deeds, that are helping empower others, that are doing their healing work, that are lighting the way forward, even if they believe in, you know, putting something in their body, or, you know, taking the 20th, you know, booster, or, you know, whatever it is. These people still are doing good things. They just feel like that's the way for them, and maybe that is the way for them. Who knows, right? But the level of information, again, that is going to start circulating, no one's going to be able to escape it. Doesn't mean it's a bad thing. It's actually very good, because once you figure it all out and you see things for what it really is, it changes the perspective on everything. And if there's one thing that I know, that this has been building for a very long time, this moment, this since 2019, etc., that we've been dealing with, it's been building on this planet for a very long time. But remembering that there were two alternatives. You know, one is to go in this direction of complete chaos, AI interference, you know, people like robots, behaving like robots, and they're trying to make you believe that that's still going to happen. But we've already passed it. We're already out of it, you know. And you got to remember that as a created being. Your future is created by the thoughts and the things that you say. If you don't like something that's going on in your mind, your household, your body, in your life, then you need to declare what it is that you want. So that's the old me. This is the new me. That was my old life. This is my new life. I used to do this, even if it's still happening to you. My body used to do this. Now it does that. And you will see how quickly your body will go, oh, okay, this is what we're doing. Your life will say, okay, this is what we're doing. The universe will say, okay, this is what she's doing. You see? And it will all work together in your favor. Now I'm going to just quickly screen share something with you. Okay, so I will try to make this a little bigger. Here I am. Okay, so I'm going to put myself down here a little bit. Okay, so this is Nikola Tesla. Okay, does he seem familiar to you? See if I can open that up. Yep. Okay. So he was born the 10th of July, 1856. It was in Austria, Croatia. Okay. He died the 7th of January, 1943, and he was 86. And he died in New York City. Well, he didn't die so long ago. He does have a resting place in the museum in Serbia. He was Austrian and American. He dropped out of the Graz University of Technology. Nikola Tesla, one of the greatest minds we've ever seen, dropped out. It's not for him. He loved electrical engineering, mechanical engineering, alternating currents, high voltage, high frequency power experiments as well. And there's his signature. That's cool. Okay, so he was a Serbian-American inventor, electrical engineer, mechanical engineer, and futurist, being best known for his contributions to the design of the modern alternating current, AC, and then we have DC, electricity system. Born and raised in the Austrian Empire, Tesla studied engineering and physics into the 1870s without receiving a degree, gaining practical experience in the early 1880s working in telephony at the Continental Edison in the new electric power industry. In 1884, he immigrated to the United States, where he became a naturalized citizen. He worked for a short time at the Edison Machine Works in New York City before he struck out on his own. With the help of partners to finance and market his ideas, he set up laboratories and companies in New York to develop a range of electrical and mechanical devices. His alternating current AC induction motor and related polyphase AC patents, licensed by Westinghouse Electric in 1888, earned him a considerable amount of money and became the cornerstone of the polyphase system, which the company eventually marketed. Attempting to develop inventions he could patent and market, Tesla conducted a range of experiments with mechanical oscillators and generators, electrical discharged tubes, and early X-ray imaging. He also built a wireless control boat, one of the first ever exhibited, and he became well known as an inventor and demonstrated his achievements to celebrities and wealthy patrons at his lab, and was noted for his showmanship at public lectures. Through the 1890s, Tesla pursued his ideas for wireless lighting and worldwide wireless electric power distribution in his high voltage, high frequency power experiments in New York and Colorado Springs. In 1893, he made pronouncements on the possibility of wireless communication with his devices. See, way back. He tried to put these ideas to practical use in his unfinished Wardenclyffe Tower projects, an intercontinental wireless communication and power transmitter, but he ran out of funding before he could complete it. After Wardenclyffe, Tesla experimented with a series of inventions in the 1910s and 20s with varying degrees of success. Having spent most of his money, he lived in a series of New York hotels, leaving behind unpaid bills. This is what they say. He died in New York City in January 1943, and his work fell into relative obscurity following his death until 1960, when the General Conference on Weights and Measures named the SI unit of magnetic flux density, the Tesla, in his honor. There has been a resurgence in popular interest in Tesla since the 1990s. You know, he knew what he was doing. He knew what was going to occur, and he tried to have free energy for all of us as well, and it was shut down. So this is why the 369 energy is really important here. Let me see if I can open this more. Okay, so 3, 6, and 9. Given the circle's historical standing as the symbol of infinity completion, it's no wonder when a circle's composition is reduced to its digital root, the results are 3 plus 6 plus 0 equals 9. And because example trumps precept, or as Paul Helmus once put it, the source of all great mathematics is the special case, the concrete example. Occasion calls for the following brief demonstration. So here we go. A circle has 360 degrees. 3 plus 6 is 9. See, 3, 6, and 9 is the secrets to the whole frequency of the universe. Split the circle in half, we have 180. So 1 and 8 is 9, right? Split that in half, then you get the 90-degree angle, which is 9 again. Split that in half, you get a 45-degree angle, which is 9 again. And 22.5 is half of that, right? So 2 plus 2 plus 5 is 9. Half of that, 11.25. 1 plus 1 plus 2 plus 5 equals 9. Half of that, 5.625. 5 plus 6 plus 2 plus 5 equals 18. 1 plus 8 equals 9. Half that, 2.8125 equals 2 plus 8 plus 1 plus 2 plus 5 equals 18 again. 1 plus 8 equals 9. Half this, you end up with 1.40625, which equals 1 plus 4 plus 0 plus 6 plus 2 plus 5 equals 18. 1 plus 8 is 9 again, right? So the law of 3 in science, okay? Numbers rule the universe. In an effort not to tumble down too deeply into the rabbit hole of mathematics, just know number theory admits the following insight. Number theory, which forms the basis of mathematics, essentially deals with prime numbers, the DNA of the number world. Yet so far as the primes go, just as DNA in the body is comprised of 3 chemical subunits, sequenced 3 at a time, within genes, the father of all prime numbers is in fact the number 3. Everything is divisible. 3 is divisible for everything. So for the above reason, number 2 is the only even prime number. So the number 3 serves as the only number that equals the sum of all preceding numbers. 0 plus 1 plus 2 equals 3. Also, when 3 is added to itself, the smallest perfect number ensues, 6. And when 3 is squared, the result is the number that completes the single-digit numbers in the decimal system, better known as the number 9, right? So that's the completion number, right? Meaning number 10 is a starter number because it goes back to number 1. I tell you that with the tarot cards as well. So it is the language of the universe, and the essence of mathematics consists of numbers. It's apparent that number theory merely echoes the famed Latin phrase, everything that comes in 3s is perfect, or every set of 3 is complete, right? So anyway, we could go into all kinds of stuff, and it just keeps on going into this 3, 6, or 9 vibration. This is why today is so important, right? We have the Tesla energy, the manifesting energy. Something is coming in, okay? And it is going to be undeniable how it all sequences itself through. Like, I really feel that as well. So as we are moving forward into our chosen fields, into your chosen, wherever you're going to go in your life, wherever you're going to be drawn, always remember that there is always magical energy within you, that you are able to create any experience that you want to have. And any day of the year can be a day to manifest something. This so happens that there's some special number sequences coming up, right, for 2022 as well, with the Pluto energy coming in also. I'm going to be talking to you also about moon signs. So I will give you a heads up, most likely, when I'm going to be talking about that, and make sure that you have your moon sign handy. Just look it up, go to Google or whatever you want to go to. I actually use Brave for mine as my browser. And it really is so smooth, such a smooth experience. But you go there and you just type in, what is my moon sign, or what is my planetary chart, or something like that. And you can actually go through all of the planets and how this affects you and what sign is sitting there. And it's because of the location of where you're born and the time. And luckily for me, I was born in a place I lived for most of my life, in Adelaide. And I was born on a full moon, and that's pretty cool. So that you want to look up whether it was a full moon or it's a half moon right now we're sitting in, right? And we also have, I believe it's in Taurus right at the moment. Let me just check it out. If you go to this app called Time Passages, it doesn't cost you anything. I'm not an affiliate of theirs. It's just awesome. It's got everything. Yeah, the moon's in Taurus right now, which means the mood is intimately connected to your physical senses today. And this might lead you to seek some type of physical pleasure. You could also feel more inclined toward domestic routines, getting stuff done. While you are expressively sensuous, at the same time you remain emotionally faithful, with your instincts activated to build and produce something. You would do well to cultivate existing projects or complete something that sensitively gratifies your soul. So the moon spends 2.5 days in each of the signs. So with the moon in Taurus, feelings of security could manifest, and there's that word manifest. Okay. So we're going to take a look at another soul message from the crystal mandalas cards. Now, I hope that this is finding you happy and well, and that you're accepting the healing energy that is boosting at you right now. Okay, there's a lot of healing energy around. Accept it. Okay. Sorry. I had to have a mouthful of that. Okay. All right, so let's see what's going to happen here. And remember that I will read to you, of course. Sometimes we like getting someone reading to us, I think. Okay. Okay. All right. So you can hear noises in the background. Just let it go over your head, okay? All right. Here we go. It's a message for everyone to hear today. I feel like it's a long shuffle, so it's going to be an important message. You ready? The Ascended Master Jesus. Hello, yes. And Rosophia, meaningful sacrifice. This is the card today Can you believe Jesus came out? I'm getting tickled. So he's like, be careful when you're using my name. Meaningful sacrifice, okay? Number 23. All right, so let's go. We'll just listen to the message. We bring you the blessing of meaningful sacrifice. To manifest your divine destiny, there are times when want must give way to a greater need. It may feel as though you are being denied the very thing that you yearn for the most. However, when meaningful sacrifice is being asked of you, there's a far more generous and loving reality at play. What is being denied now will ultimately create the opportunity for far greater gain. This doesn't necessarily resolve the pain of unfulfilled desire in this moment, but it does soothe your soul with the understanding that if you feel denied, it is only so that your fulfillment can come about in a more extraordinary and generous expression in due course. So a meaningful sacrifice is being asked of you. Okay, that's what this card is talking about here. It is the foregoing of a situation that you want so that another more appropriate situation, one that your soul really needs, can come into being. Okay? This meaningful sacrifice is actually a divine blessing, although it may not feel that way initially. It is a withholding from you of that which would seduce you away from the truth of your path. Okay? The world can be a most intriguing and fascinating place. Being open and curious about life can help you feel energized and inspired. Yet, if your body or mind becomes enchanted by that which is not truly meant for you, this leads you away from the path upon which you will actually find real joy, fulfillment, and happiness. Such distractions, as alluring or perfect as they may seem, cannot provide the deep satisfaction for which you yearn. You may even end up causing you unanticipated and otherwise unnecessary pain, which you shall then need to resolve. When the blessing of meaningful sacrifice is bestowed upon you, you are being protected. The protection may seem like a no from the universe, which brings frustration, perhaps also a deep despair or disappointment to your heart. We acknowledge the suffering you may experience with tender compassion. However, there's something more for you, more suitable, more loving, more grand, more healing, more tender, more gracious, and more beautiful. You've currently been limiting yourself by the sounds of it. The universe will not conspire with your ego to offer you less than your complete divine destiny, no matter how much you may insist that you know what or who will make you happy and how that happiness can best be delivered to you. You are far more loved than that. You are loved enough that the universe will ensure the sanctity, safety, and success of your soul. You will be guided faithfully, held back with a dead end, when a dead end, obstacle, or worse could cause you to sway from your true path, and encouraged to keep moving forward, foregoing scraps in order to remain hungry for the great feast that is awaiting you. It is not always an easy path, even if you are a very disciplined person, but understand that for this moment of sacrifice, where something difficult is being asked of you, there shall be so much rich reward. It is the delivery of the reward which the universe is so keen to bring to you. And so whatever is needed for that to take place shall be evoked in your life. When this oracle comes to you, at some level you are working very hard. You are going through an experience where something you want, perhaps very dearly, is being denied to you. The oracle does not say that you can never have what you want. It is bringing you the message that what you truly want and need is being delivered to you and shall manifest with perfect divine love, tenderness, affection, and of course, timing. It may take much trust for you to accept this, and you may still feel pain in the thwarting of your desire or the hard work that is required of you right now. With the blessing of meaningful sacrifice, however, you're being given the gift of divine reassurance and a sacred promise. This is the promise of such abundance, such love, such beauty manifesting in your life, that all discipline or loss endured shall be honored with gratitude in your heart, with the recognition that comes a plane again, that your meaningful sacrifice did indeed allow the universe to provide for you with incomparable tenderness and perfection. The hard work that you are enduring or have endured is going to yield so much blessing in your life. The challenge shall eventually give way into pure divine grace. So perhaps this was why we needed to do that manifestation right at the beginning and let go of anything that was holding us back. And perhaps it was a limitation in how you're going to receive something. Sounds like it, okay? So here we go. This is the process of allowing it in. It's very strange that there's that noise going on outside. On and on and on. How long does it take for a plane to go past? Still there. Anyway, let's integrate this guidance. I call upon the crystal angel of Rosophia. See? I hope you guys can hear that. It's pretty loud. An ascended master, Jesus Christ, who loved me unconditionally. Thank you for the divine healing blessing of meaningful sacrifice. May the discipline asked of me be an opportunity for me to discover my inner strength, courage, and faith. May I be supported by love to surrender my attachments to how I wish things would be, so that the universe may bless me with all that would cause my soul to overflow with joy. May I be protected and nurtured on my true path and divine destiny at all times. All that I unconditionally surrender to divine love attracts even greater blessings into my life. I accept the blessings that become available to me through my meaningful sacrifice. Through divine grace and my own free will, so be it. And we're going to further integrate it by saying, I choose of my own free will, through this and any lifetime, and through all layers of my entire being, to release all attachment, guilt, shame, and manipulation, lack of forgiveness and anger, betrayal, abandonment, and intimidation that have contaminated my experience of love and ability to trust in the universe. See? How this mimics what I was just talking about every single time is crazy. I now choose to know, honor, and express the purity of meaningful sacrifice with the full understanding that a higher grace guides me, protects me, empowers me as needed to walk my sacred life path and fulfill my divine destiny. I trust in this grace unconditionally. Through divine grace and unconditional love, so be it. And may those of whom meaningful sacrifice is asked feel the compassion of the universe for their work and access the tremendous inner strength that they need to succeed in their own divine life mission, according to divine compassion and in service to the great divine plan of love unfolding. I trust unconditionally in the wisdom of meaningful sacrifice. I tap into the joy of my soul as I walk my true path, knowing that the sweet and total fulfillment offered by my own unique divine destiny is worth every effort on my part. I am brave, courageous, and disciplined, and I accept the magnificent grace that is manifesting through me now in accordance with divine perfection. And so it is, so it is, so it is. So, something that you've been trying to manifest, work on, maybe for a really long time just wasn't the greater plan for you, right? And, opening up into this new thing. So this is what was happening to me, was that I was continually being the practitioner and doing the hard yards, when really, I wanted to be able to just have more than just one person doing it and share it. Didn't know how I was going to do that. And I was limiting myself by being a practitioner, thinking that, I'll just be that. I'll just be who I've always been, right? And teach in my own little way and do my own little webinars or whatever it is. But it needed to be bigger, and it was very uncomfortable, to decide that, thinking to yourself straight away, like, well, who's going to come? Right? And I know that there's limits right now to everybody's prosperity, or so we have had. Okay. But this is our time of manifestation. And I couldn't think small. Well, if I make it, nobody's going to come. So what's the point? I had to continue to push this into a bigger frame. And it means teaching everything that I know on every level. And I know I'm not being, but I just know everything there is to know about just about everything within spiritual energy, within healing, within connections with human behaviors, within, negative vibrations and what can happen to a person. I have seen it all. Thank God, with the life that I had, not knowing what that was in the beginning, just feeling like, oh my God, why is this happening to me? Just feeling that I was left behind, that everyone was better, that, I'm just always going to struggle, to using that and those parts of my life into sharing. Now, that's what Divine Miracles has always been about, and me as BDevine have always been about sharing knowledge. And then if you want to come and do something with me personally, you can. Now it's more about teaching knowledge, right? And showing you how to teach it to other people, because I don't know anybody that does it in the way that I do things. What you're seeing on video, this is just videos on different subjects. But the way that I work and tune into energy is different to anybody else. I know that because I've worked with other people. And, and I'm like, oh my God, we're still there. Okay, we've got a lot to go, And there's just this vast range. Like, people get stuck on Reiki. There's so much beyond Reiki. It's not funny, There's so much more that is so helpful. There's more than, people get stuck on QHHT, and I did the 2 levels with QHHT. Changed it though, because we did everything online. So everything had to be changed, which meant that it had to be explained properly and differently. It had to be set up differently. And people didn't know what to do in that case. I just created my own way of doing it, to make it more powerful and over the phone. And even if you fall asleep when you're on the phone, that we will wake you up, So like, there's all kinds of treatments and things. There's all kinds of ways that you can break up energy. There's all kinds of things that you can do to bring a manifestation into your life. And if you keep getting the door slammed shut, don't keep trying to open it. Sometimes a pause is necessary. Sometimes another way around will make its way available, but you're not seeing it because you're focused on getting in this door. You know what I mean? It's the same with manifesting love or the right person in your life. If you're still focused on someone, from 10, 15 years ago, you're missing the point. You're actually missing out on a lot of beautiful experiences. And some of you have chosen to be on your own, and that's totally cool as well, So as we look here at these different energies, and we're looking at where we're sacrificing in our life and what we've had to give up, especially in the last couple of years, many of us are stuck, Many of us have had to give up things. Many of us have had to try to learn a new way of coping and dealing with the losses that we have, because whereas in the past we'd be able to be there in the loss and experience it, many of us are hearing it from a distance, as something that was meaningful to us. People are worried, people are afraid, people are panicking, and, people are fighting with each other over who's right and who's wrong, you know. And the truth is that we have to learn how to bridge all of our divisions, you know, and just get over it and just start moving into a brand new direction. And that's where this is happening for me in my life. You know, I have to go in this direction. I'm empowered. I feel instructed. I asked for advice. I asked for what's the next step for me. And I was almost shouted at, you know, now's the time, you've got to do it. And people need it. And then others can share it and share it and share it and share it. And a new way of healing and working with people and so-called, you know, psychic and all that sort of stuff, it changes. It really has to change, because the whole separation thing that goes on with, you know, psychic energy or whatever, or doing readings or whatever, people just sit there on their high horse or something like this. I don't know what it is, but they get this thing about them, and you feel like there's, you know, you're not being told everything. You know, you feel like there's something missing. And I was feeling like there was something missing. I'm like, what am I missing here with all of this? I'm trying to give everybody everything I can, but I'm still missing something. And it was, now you need to teach everybody. Now you've perfected it, go out and teach it. And that was really hard for me to admit, you know, to myself, hang on, you're actually really good at this. And you need to show other people how to be really good at this. Okay. And it was like, oh God, okay. You know, kind of nervous about it, but I love sharing, you know, and getting entwined. I know that this first semester that we do, I'm going to think it's going to be 10 weeks. It's probably going to be more like 12 weeks by the time I have to get all the information to you. Because the idea of semester one is that you can go off and work with people after that time and specialize in something later on if you want to, you know, but you'll have the tools underneath your belt. You'll have to trust in your abilities. You'll have to trust in your path. You'll have to work the plan, you know, and you'll have to try it out, etc. And you'll have to be confident in it, but you'll have everything you need. You'll go, okay, what about if this problem comes up? It'll be in front of you. How to get rid of it, how to change it, how to fix it, you know? So the meaningful sacrifice for me was thinking, well, if I've been, you know, my income has been based on readings and healings and, you know, therapies and all that sort of thing. And I take all of that away. That was kind of scary too. What if nobody came? Then I had to change all of that viewpoint, because the right people were going to be there. And even if it takes a little while for people to understand that this is what direction that I'm in, you know, I just have to trust it. So sacrificing something for yourself right now, somewhere in your life, you are limiting yourself, is what it's saying, right? You're limiting yourself to all that you can be. Now, remember, if you're just working with one person, that's awesome. Maybe you're just working on yourself right now. But can you imagine that, you know, the words that you say and the things that you do and the light that you have, sharing that so it spreads out to, you know, lots and lots and lots of people. Probably more people than I realize actually even watch the videos or hear the videos at some point in their life. You know, my thought was, if one person gets help, then that's awesome, you know, but I feel like that it's bigger. And doing the teacher thing, it goes even out, because then all of you are spreading it out as well. It's not just one person. This is why Jesus had disciples, right? They had 12 people spreading the message, right? Because it's better than one. You know what I'm saying? Somewhere you need to really, really be honest with yourself here. Where do you hold back? You know, why do you judge yourself? Where do you have a lack of faith in the universe to get you there? What has happened before? Get rid of that. Where do you need to go from here? Do you have to have all the answers? Because if you do, you'll always be looking for answers. We can't know exactly how something's going to go. We just have to have the faith to do it, right? Why are you hesitating with something in your life? instead of stepping in it with full trust, you're stepping in it with pessimism. Like, what if this happens? What if all that happens? Well, you'll deal with it. That's what will happen. If something comes up, you'll deal with it like you always have done. So, being worried that something might occur to knock you off your Apple Card, well, sorry, but it probably will. And at the time, you will deal with it and you'll move on to the next thing. It's just how it's going to be. But remember that if you learn how to declare what it is that you really want, and you really learn how to do this really well, okay? It's really hard for me sometimes to go into a problem, or here's a situation, or this is something that happened to me, because I've already cleared it. And it's like I don't want to pull myself back, but the angels know that I'm giving an illustration. So I've kind of worked that out. Like, I don't want to draw myself back into something. I tell you about, like, I have a fall, or, fell in the bath and, hit the top of the bath as I came down, with my legs wide out from under me, and my full body weight just going smack on the top of the bath, right? Even talking about that, it sets up a vibration of, a bad thing happened. You know what I mean? Even though I had to tell you why I was barely moving it, doing one of my videos, like, I had to tell you what was going on. I'm going to tell you what's happened to me, because it was like, full on, right? And it was frightening. It actually truly was frightening to have that happen. So, when something like that goes on and I have to explain it, I don't want to go back into it, So I've set these things up so I can explain something to you guys, but not draw myself back into the energy, which is fantastic, right? And you'll have to do the same thing. You're going to have to set yourself up to succeed. Now, whether you're doing some other kind of training or whatever you're doing, you're still going to have to set yourself up to succeed. Because if you can't do that for yourself, how can you do that for somebody else? And again, these are some of the things you'll learn, techniques on how to do it all. Trusting is key, key, key. Have a think in your life where you are still limiting. I know there's a couple of you listening that are going, yes, I want to do this, but I want to do that, but, there's always what if I can't? What if this doesn't work? What if that doesn't work? Where's the money going to come from? How am I going to afford it? Where am I going to pay for it? And then what happens if I do it and then it doesn't work? You're building yourself up to fail. I've done all that before. I get it. I know what you're doing, right? It's a nervous anxiety inside of you that something's going to go wrong and you can't set yourself up that way. You have to, in fact, set yourself up the opposite way. And this is with anything across the board. You make it hard for yourself by expecting it to be. And crap happens. I get it. Stuff happens. Suddenly you're stuck somewhere, or suddenly this didn't happen, or suddenly that didn't happen. You weren't ready for it, so you're preempting anything that might happen. Again, you'll become nervous. You'll just become a nervous Nelly. Worry yourself literally sick. When they say you're going to worry yourself sick, you basically do, right? So if you open yourself up to receiving, and you open yourself up to the universe, and you say to yourself, you know what? The right thing's going to occur. I've set healing up in my future. I'm just going to sit back and let things happen in the right way for all concerned. Because if I'm barking up the wrong tree over here, I don't want to keep doing that. If this is not the direction and I keep getting the door shut, fine. I'll let that go. There must be something better for me, right? And you've got to talk and have these conversations with yourself, because what you've been doing before hasn't worked. When you've been trying to, you've been stressing and you think that you're just doing it internally, so who really knows about it, because you're not really saying it, you're saying it, right? It's like, who really knows? The universe doesn't know what I'm thinking. Yeah, it does, because it puts out a vibration. A fear vibration looks very, very different to a love vibration, and that is illustrated in science when, kids will look at a plant and start calling it names and it will die, or love the other plant and it will live. Even if it looks like it's going to die in the beginning, it just starts living, right? Energy is everything. Everything reacts to it. Animals react to it. People react to it. Situations react to it. The world reacts to it. And you've got to own your own power here of creative energy, of magnificence for who you are. And this comparing with, oh, what if I do it and I'm not as good as this person and I want to be like that, and what if I can't? Stop it. And instead say, I'm going to be absolutely perfect for me. The people that are drawn to me, I will be helpful to. I am going to be awesome in this, and this. I can do anything that I want to do. I just got to have the passion to go forward with it. And if I can't have faith, and if I can't trust, and if I can't let go, then how will I be able to help others to do the same? Oh, well, it's easy because it's not me. I can help them let go, but they will know that you're inauthentic because it will be in your energy. You know, if they believe that you are authentic and that you're going to get them through, they will believe it and they will just go through with it. You know, they'll be like, oh my God, I can do this. But if they're like, oh, I'm not really sure if they're going to help me through because they don't seem to really believe in this. Believe me, people can pick that up too, you know, as well as you would also, right? So we have this meaningful sacrifice right now. Maybe you're going through it right this second. Okay, but it's going to be for a bigger and better, more worthwhile experience for you. I really feel that all of us need to be on the pathway of newness and interest and fun, because we've had enough of the drama, we've had enough of people moaning, we've had enough of the news, we've had enough of what they're portraying, we've had enough of the BS, we've had enough of lies, we've had enough of division, we've had enough of being, things being hidden from us. That can't happen, because we are sensitive beings, okay? We know the truth when we hear it. We know what's real and what isn't. And when something isn't real, when something isn't truthful, when something hasn't been truthful, there's an energy of uneasiness that translates itself into fear or translates itself into division or translates itself into anxiety. Okay? When we know what we're hearing is not true and it's not ringing true, okay, we will feel all that sensation, because we'll go into an inner panic, even if we don't really know what it is. Okay. Now you've got to ask yourself, are you panicking because you're worried about your future? Are you panicking because of a future you've been told that is going to be there? Are you listening to negative people? Because there's plenty of them out there that are under the umbrella of being something else. You know, are you feeling anxious after you've watched something on TV? All of those things are things that you need to start paying attention to. We all do, you know. And I used to always have this feeling about this couple that was on YouTube all the time. And I'd just be, I just can't watch it. I can't watch it. I can't watch it. And now we find all this information out about people, you know, that they're in cahoots with this and that they've been doing this and it's not really true and all this craziness. And it's just like, this is why you have to listen to yourself, you know, because that's the only compass you really need to have, is your own inner truth. And you need to start setting that compass, you know, to set it for your true north, set it to where you're really supposed to be, and you'll start going in that way. You won't even know you won't realize that the energy of the divine is like going, finally, yes, hello, she's doing it or he's doing it, whatever. But you'll just know that it's the right thing because you'll suddenly feel calm. You know, you're just going, okay, this is going to be awesome. All right. So if you're still scattering around, you need to pull yourself back in, pull yourself together. Okay. Everyone needs to do it. Excuse me. We all need to get our shit together, basically. This is the truth, right? And just pull away, unplug, right? Get away from it all. I feel like I need to do one more thing here, and I'm not sure exactly what it is. Okay. All right. I'm seeing these heaven cards over here, so just do this little last message. from talking to heaven. Okay. Some of you have gone through some loss. You all know my story by now, as well. We're all going through loss. Okay. So I want you to think of somebody that you have lost, that you might like a message from. Okay. And we're going to have a look here at what the messages are from heaven for you. Well, the other side, the transitional edge. It's really here and now. It's really here, but it's in a different vibration. Okay. Think about someone you would like a message from. Okay. There is no time where I am. Time is only on the earth. Okay. So 5 years could go by, but it's not like, it's like on linear time, but it's not like that on the other side of the veil. It seems like yesterday to them that they were here with us, because they always can be here with us, right? This is one of the things that is very hard for people to grasp, because they want a message from their loved one straight away. Sometimes it happens, but most of the time it doesn't, because they need to have an understanding what they were learning here. Remember, there's no time. So 5 minutes to them could be 5 years for us. Okay. The message here says, I am not dead. Remember, your loved one, even your animal, is alive with you in your memories, in your life, through you. You know, if it's your parents or family members, they're still alive because you are, right? So that's an amazing thing to know. And I'm not dead. Essence of who they are is everywhere. And really, there's a lot more that you need to know about all that sort of stuff, but we'll get there later. I was met by so many loving people. The first thing that happens when we transition is an overwhelming feeling of unconditional love. Something you've been waiting for your whole life on the planet without realizing that that's what you were missing, is this unconditional love. Like, oh my God, I made it. I'm transitioning. And because they are in the fullness of who they are when they cross over that energy, cross into that portal of light, they're in their wholeness for the first time that they have been in their wholeness since before they were born. So it's a completely different experience than the physical experience that we have right now. And their experience is deeper and bigger, and whole is the word I want to say, complete. And so they're met by the essences of those that they love, that have been connected with you through many lifetimes as well. And you know, you may see when you cross over, there's someone from 1,000 years ago, and you know them like it was yesterday. You know, you were aching for them, you remember them. All right. And this says, don't be afraid. We should never fear dying. We should never fear the passing. And when I was very religious, I was terrified of dying. I was like, oh my God, I'm going to die one day. What if I'm not allowed to get into heaven? What if something happens? I would drive myself crazy about this. So we cannot be afraid of this. Something that eased my mind was knowing, number one, that a lot of people felt that way until you don't, you know. When you don't is when you're opening up more to spirituality, because you finally understand that instead of it being religious, where religion is mostly about getting in trouble, making sure that you're doing something really well, making sure that you're not messing up at all in your life. So you're under pressure your whole life, like you've got to do everything right or God's going to turn you away. And when you become more into the freedom energy, spirituality, you know that everybody's welcome. and it's your choice whether you avoid going into the light straight away or not. You know, some people go have near-death experiences and they actually pass away, and, you know, they come back straight away, you know, so that's their choice as well. Right? So don't be afraid of anything. What we need to now is forget about fear, because it's an illusion, right? The whole thing's an illusion. All right, couple more messages. Now I have no pain. It doesn't matter whether this is an animal or a loved one. You have to remember that the only time we feel intensities of pain is our life on this planet. That's the only time. There is no pain. They are free from it. And in fact, if you're worried about what pain your loved one may have been in as they were dying, believe me, they're out of that body before. So their physical body is doing stuff, but their soul energy is out. You know, sometimes watching it happen, like, oh my God, that's what I look like. You know what I'm saying? They are out of pain. They have no pain. You worry about your animal being in pain in life, they have no pain. Nothing. They are not suffering. No matter what you think you see, no matter what scary visions you may have, it is not real. Okay? Everybody is completely safe on the other side. Everyone is loved. Everyone is embraced. Everybody is understood. Everybody has healing. Everybody is free of their earthly pains. Those people who are disabled in this life, they will get up and they will walk through the light, because it was this reality that they were having this experience, and they understand why when they get over there. They understand why that happened. So there is no pain. There is no anger on the other side. So if your dad was grumpy with you all through your life, it's going to be completely different when they're over there. They have no idea until they get over there. Sometimes the greatest thing that can happen is that they get over there and see it finally, you know? Whew. Okay. One more message. I will always point you in the right direction. Isn't it funny? We were talking about a compass. Set your inner compass, but ask your ancestors and loved ones to guide you and help you. They're so proud of you because you're moving out of the chaos and into, you're moving out of a really, really difficult lifetime and challenges. And you're deciding to say, screw it, I'm just going to go forward. I'm going to go forward. Not many people are going to like it. Who cares? Not everyone's going to understand it. I don't have to force them. This is my decision. And when you start making that decision, you're not going to let anyone take it away from you. This is why I'm so passionate about what I do. I couldn't give a crap whether someone's sitting there going, because I've seen it all before, and I'm still doing it anyway. Why are they doing that? Well, why wouldn't you have a life of freedom, a life of fun, a life of adventure, a life of laughter, instead of sitting there moaning and complaining and fighting with everybody and trying to gather money together for this bill and scraping this together and then talking about this person over there and then making fun of that one over there. And as soon as you get off the phone with them, you're like, it's all there, family, friends, whoever they are. We've all had that because they feel intimidated by your light. So let them. Just be your light anyway. And once you set this compass, nothing will stop you. If you're still debilitating, then you might need to do this little exercise. Open up. You're still fighting with yourself. You're still worried about what people think. If you don't think you're going to be confident, if you're, and it's got to stop. It's the only way out of your situation is you putting a stop to it. And you deciding, this is where I'm going, even if nobody understands me. I don't care, because in my heart, I feel ready. I feel supported. I know it's right. And over time, people will see. If they don't, they don't. you know? But I was very surprised about people who are not spiritual in my life that do see what I've done and, where I've come from. People that knew me from very, very long time ago when I was in a very bad situation in my life. And they're like, you know what? Holy crap. That's Becky. My God, look what she used to go through. We were always like, Becky, and now look, like it's pretty amazing what she's been able to do. And I've had a few people say that who I was just like blown away, like you even watch some of my stuff, but that's what happens. And even if it doesn't, do it anyway. Okay, people are going to snigger, do it anyway. People aren't going to like it, do it anyway. If you're making a life change and you're afraid of what people, forget it. Make what makes you happy, and then everyone will deal with it. I don't know one person that, if they truly saw you happy, they may be jealous, they may be upset, they may snigger at it or whatever, because they're not doing anything with their life, let's face it. So, but underneath it all, they're like, you know what? They're happy. You can see it a mile away, right? They're not. So they are irritated by your light. And believe me, that will happen as well. And you have nothing to feel guilty about. If you people were there, or you couldn't get to the hospital, or you didn't call your parents enough, or you wish you'd said something before they died, or, there was some kind of thing that happened, and if only you'd have been the person in the car, then you would have been the one that went, or you said something to them and you had an argument, stop. Okay? There is no grudges on the other side of the veil. There is no soul that goes, right, I am going to get you back. I'm going to haunt you unless, right, your fear, your thought form becomes a reality as well. There can be people who are malevolent ghosts or do the hauntings, whatever, because they haven't been able to cross over safely because they are afraid of what's on the other side. Remember I said about having a choice? That can happen. But 99.999999, there's a very small chance that people who are not crossed over, or discarnate spirits, let's just say, or ghosts, or whatever you want to say, that are negative in nature, it's a very, 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 very slim to no chance that it has anything to do with your immediate family. Okay? It could be someone from many, 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 many past lifetimes ago. It could be a karmic energy. It could be an imprint in the house. It could be an imprint in the area. And that's a whole nother big cage of worms we don't want to go into. But you have nothing to be guilty about, and you have nothing to be afraid of either, where it comes to your loved ones and where they are, your loved ones and the passing situation, your loved ones and how you treated them, what you said, or how guilty you feel about something you said. They do not see that on the other side of the veil. They may want you to understand something by saying, hey, you've been too hard on yourself. Hey, I was too hard on you. God, if I knew then what I know now, it would have all been different. Even if you were trying to tell them to you were black and blue, about life and about this situation, people have their own pathway that they're on. They have their own, journey that they're undertaking, and their soul lessons are different to yours. That's why not one person is the same as the other, right? But, when you're guilty about something, after they've gone, well, you were already guilty about that thing when they were around, so you just got to let it go, because it's not helping you. And if you were the one that passed away, and say, for example, you're a parent and you pass away and you see your child in life, okay, imagine it from the other side of the just imagine it twisted around for a second. You were the one that went and they were the one that stayed, let's just say. Would you want your child, your family member, to suffer throughout their life? No. Would you want your child to thrive and be happy? Absolutely. Okay? Same thing is true. If your dad or your mother has died or a family member and you're still here, they do not want you to be going through the rest of your life, pulling your hair out, wishing you'd done that, grieving and crying and sad. They want you to thrive so that their energy thrives as well. You see what I'm saying? So that you're pushing forward and not giving up. So that you don't have to come back here again and again and again. So that they can see what you're doing and go, oh my God, no matter what, this person just keeps going. This is amazing. I'm so proud. I'm so grateful that's my family there, right? So you have to keep going. And this guilt and stress, and I'm so concerned, and where are they? Give it a little minute. Let yourself grieve as well. Let yourself feel the loss of their presence, that you can't just pick up the phone like you used to, or you weren't doing, and now you feel bad about it, right? That, just allow yourself to feel a loss. Don't push it away from you, because that'll end up being problems later on that you don't need, right? Allow yourself to feel, and don't be ashamed of that. I was always afraid of crying in front of anybody. The big old ugly cry. You don't want to be doing that too often, right? But it's happened, and it's just come out, and there's just been some beautiful moments because of it. Even when I'm doing these talks with you all, I get emotionally affected by some of the things that I'm saying. That sounds funny, doesn't it? But it's just the energy behind it. That something's finally coming to the surface here. We're all going to be free, I'm telling you. We are not going to have to live under dogma that we've been experiencing or afraid that's going to happen as well. And we need to be calling on all of the help that we have available to us, because that's the one thing, the powers that be, or whatever you want to call them, they know that you've got a whole ton of people behind you. So you're never just one person. Okay. And it's powerful. And we really need to embrace it, regardless of whether they know it or not, or who's going to see, or what's going to happen. Embrace it, trust, and have faith, and let go of the outcome. And you'll be manifesting a life that you've always wanted, and better than what you've wanted, because it's not limited by what you think you might get or what you might be able to afford. Okay? All that nonsense has got to stop. And you just open up to it. This is the secret. We're in a manifesting day today. We're doing it today. Whatever you're setting today, let's have a look in 2 weeks, in 4 weeks, 8 weeks, but forget about it in the meantime. Make a list of things that you asked for, and be open. Make sure it's open-ended. This was something better. This was something better for me. Okay? Really like this house here, but something better is fine as well. Don't limit yourself to all that you can achieve. And I could talk all day. Okay, I could go from one subject to the next all day. That's how powerful it is. That's how powerful the energy has become for me. And you've got it as well. I know. It's all there. I've just been doing this for a super long time. So now I'm ready to go to the next level, and the next and the next and the next, whatever that may be. But it's basically remembering who you were, who you are. I am what I am, and I always was. I am what I am, and what I always was. I am what I am, and what I always was. Okay? Use that as a mantra as well to activate dormant abilities. Gosh, what a journey. What a journey we've all been on, right? And we've experienced all of these different things. We've had all these different heartaches. We've had all this up and down craziness. We've had the kid thing, and we've had, some of us have had chosen to be parents or whatever. Or we've chosen to have kids in our life somewhere along the line, or animals as our kids, or whatever it is. What a journey. Things that we used to worry about 10 years ago, we're not worried about it in the least right now, And whatever we're talking about right now is just going to be like, that's when we were at our pivotal point, when we finally worked out our power and we started using it, not to be jerks, but just using it for our own benefit, which made a ripple effect to everybody else and generated this I can do it attitude instead of we're screwed attitude, which we see now, right? And more of us that are like, no, I'm not giving into that crap. I'm not giving in. I'm not laying down and just letting this happen to me. I am going to be myself in this whole process and fight back. There's more power in that than laying down and letting people do whatever they want to you. There's got to be a line in the sand, that you're drawing this line, that you're not taking it. You're not taking it energetically. You're not taking it personally. You're not taking it spiritually. You're just accepting yourself as being your own savior in this whole thing and doing it and leading by example because you're doing it. People then can come up and say, well, how are you doing this? How come you're not afraid? No, because I'm just doing this. Come on, you can do it too. And oh my God, it's so easy. You know, it's so easy. When you get to the other side of all of the nonsense of that and you just go for it, it's easy. Again, not having to know how, not having to know when, not having to know who, what, when, where, why. That's just all questions that are causing you more anxiety. Just be in the knowledge that you're supported and that you're guided and that you'll know where to go, and the door will open for you and you'll walk in that doorway, and then you'll go in the next one and the next one and the next one. And who cares whether someone's back here or someone's up there, that you're doing it anyway, right? And along the way, there's going to be bumps and this and that and blah, 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 whatever, but you'll deal with it as you get to it. You don't have to know everything before you do anything. No, because you already do know what you will do. As in the past, you've done. As in the past, when something's come up, you've dealt with it, right? Or you wouldn't be here. Same thing. You're just going to deal with it as it comes up, and you can actually create it to be so much easier because you got your brain switched on. All right. So anyway, I will leave you guys once again, and hope you're happy and well. Again, please leave in the comments or whatever. What do you want to know? What do you want to learn? Someone asked about empowerment or something like that. I think that that's what we're already getting, and I've got plenty of those kinds of videos. Ask something different, maybe, that you want to learn, or you want me to talk about. Okay. And also, like, in the near future, I'll be asking who would like to do, I would like to do some sort of talks with people on Zoom or something and record those and put them out for everybody as well. So we'll see who wants to talk. I know G Mason, and that's cool. But we'll do that in the future as well, where we will record some talks, right, with normal people, and have that come up as well. So sending lots of love always and support. Okay. If you feel guided to join the Light Leaders Academy, there's going to be ways in which you can pay for that and move forward with that as well. Some of the links will be down below. And until the next time, wishing you every happiness and manifesting success. And bye for now. Okay. Bye, everyone.